All right, let's jump into the world of South Asian festivals. Today, we're doing a deep dive into three vibrant celebrations: Eid-ul-Fitr in Pakistan, Diwali in India, and Pohela Boishakh in Bangladesh. And to really get into it, we've got a ton of sources: podcast scripts, timelines, character lists, FAQs, briefing documents, study guides, and even a glossary.
It's going to be quite a journey. We'll uncover the unique customs and symbolism of each festival. And really, I think listeners will come away feeling like they've experienced the sights, the sounds, even the tastes.
I'm ready to be transported. So let's kick things off with Eid-ul-Fitr in Pakistan. Eid marks the end of Ramadan, the month of fasting, but there's so much more to it than that, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a time for immense gratitude, reflection, and, really strengthening those community bonds. There's a tangible excitement in the air as families prepare for the festivities.
Yeah, and the sources really highlight the anticipation of Tanrat the night before Eid. It sounds magical. Can you paint us a picture of what that's like?
Well, imagine bustling markets, people everywhere, everyone shopping for those last-minute treats and decorations. Women are getting intricate henna designs on their hands, and you can just feel this joy in the air. Music, laughter. It's an incredible experience.
It's fascinating how even the preparation for Eid becomes a celebration in itself. Speaking of celebrations, I came across sheer kuma in the research, and now I'm craving it. What is it exactly?
Oh, sheer kuma. Think creamy vermicelli pudding. And it's often made with dates, nuts, and rose water.
Yeah.
It's so fragrant, and it's traditionally enjoyed during Eid, symbolizing, the sweetness of the occasion.
It sounds delicious. I love how food can have such symbolic meaning and connect to the heart of a celebration, like Christmas cookies here. And similar to the emphasis on generosity during Christmas, Eid also has the concept of zakat. Can you explain what that is?
Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and it's an obligatory act of charity, especially emphasized during Ramadan and Eid. It's about giving back to the community, making sure that everyone can participate in the festivities, regardless of their financial situation. So Muslims calculate a percentage of their wealth and distribute it to those in need. It's a beautiful expression of compassion and social responsibility.
I find it so fascinating how zakat is woven into the fabric of Eid, making giving back a fundamental part of the celebration. It's not just about personal enjoyment, it's about uplifting the entire community. That really resonates with me.
Yeah, it is. It really highlights the community aspect.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a bit and head over to India. We're going to immerse ourselves in Diwali, which is an absolutely dazzling spectacle.
I've heard so much about it. From what I understand, Diwali is celebrated by Hindus, Jains, and Sikhs, and it's all about, the victory of light over darkness, which sounds visually spectacular. All those diyas illuminating homes and streets.
It's breathtaking. Imagine rows upon rows of these flickering oil lamps. They're lighting windowsills, doorways, balconies, casting this warm, inviting glow. It's just beautiful. But the significance of light in Diwali goes way beyond aesthetics.
Right. I'm sure there's a deeper meaning behind it. The sources mention something about the dispelling of ignorance.
Exactly. Each diya symbolizes the triumph of knowledge over ignorance, good over evil, hope over despair. It's a powerful reminder to seek enlightenment and strive for a brighter future, both individually and for the community as well.
I love that. It's so interesting how a simple act, like lighting a lamp, can hold so much symbolic weight. And speaking of beautiful traditions, the sources also mentioned these intricate Rangoli designs. Those sound amazing. Can you tell us a bit more about them?
Rangoli is a traditional Indian art form, and they create these colorful patterns right on the floor using things like colored powder, rice, or even flower petals. And it's believed to bring good luck and prosperity. They're often very intricate and vibrant, depicting deities, geometric patterns, floral motifs. They're really quite something.
Yeah, and I read about a record-breaking Rangoli. It spanned over 45,000 square feet. That's huge. It's incredible how much effort people put into this art form. Now, the sources also mention the story of Lord Rama's return to Ayodhya. How does that fit into the celebration of Diwali?
Well, the epic tale of Lord Rama, his victory over the demon king Ravana, it's a central theme in Diwali celebrations. It's a story about good over evil, justice over tyranny, the restoration of righteousness. So, the return of Lord Rama to his kingdom after 14 years of exile is celebrated with great fanfare, and, it symbolizes the return of light and hope after a period of darkness.
And speaking of stories, I understand that Diwali also involves the worship of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. Is there a connection between this aspect of Diwali and the New Year tradition of Halkata in Pohela Boishakh?
Oh, that's a great observation. Both traditions really signify new beginnings and a desire for prosperity. So during Diwali, people often pray to Lakshmi for blessings and abundance in the coming year. It's a time for setting intentions, renewing commitments, and starting fresh. And just like the Halkata symbolizes a clean slate for businesses in Pohela Boishakh, Diwali offers individuals a similar opportunity, to reflect on the past and embrace new possibilities.
I love those parallels. It's fascinating how these festivals, though culturally distinct, share these underlying themes of renewal and hope for the future. And I'm noticing that food seems to play a significant role in both Eid and Diwali. What kinds of treats do people enjoy during Diwali?
Oh, the sweets are a highlight. Families prepare and share all sorts of delicious treats. There's laddu, barfi, halwa, and these sweets symbolize sweetness and good fortune for the year ahead. And just like sharing sheer kurma during Eid, offering these delicacies to guests and loved ones is a gesture of love, hospitality, and celebration.
It's wonderful how food can be such a powerful symbol of love and celebration across cultures. So, are we ready to travel to Bangladesh now and dive into the vibrant world of Pohela Boishakh?
Absolutely. Let's explore the unique customs and flavors of this Bengali New Year celebration.
I'm excited. From what I've learned, Pohela Boishakh is all about embracing new beginnings and celebrating Bengali culture with pride. I'm especially intrigued by the traditional clothing worn during the festivities. What can you tell us about that?
It's quite vibrant and so meaningful. Men typically wear Punjabis, which are those long tunic-like shirts, and women drape themselves in beautiful, colorful saris. Red and white are the dominant colors, symbolizing prosperity and purity. It's a really beautiful visual representation of that fresh start that Pohela Boishakh embodies.
I love how even the colors carry symbolic weight. Speaking of vibrant visuals, I'm curious about the Mongol Shobhajatra that was mentioned in the sources. What is it exactly?
The Mongol Shobhajatra is a massive, colorful procession. It's become a central event of Pohela Boishakh. It's actually recognized by UNESCO as a cultural heritage element.
Wow, UNESCO recognition that speaks volumes about its cultural significance.
It really does. So picture this, a parade filled with giant, elaborately crafted masks, puppets, floats, representing all aspects of Bengali culture and folklore. There's energetic drumming, traditional music, and this sense of collective joy and unity in the air.
It sounds incredible, like a true spectacle. It reminds me of Mardi Gras here in the States, where people come together to celebrate their culture in such a vibrant and public way. The sources also mention the tradition of pantabat and hilsa fish. What makes those foods so special to Pohela Boishakh?
Well, bantabat is essentially fermented rice, often served with fried hilsa fish, which is a delicacy in Bangladesh. It's a simple dish, really, but symbolic. It reflects the agricultural roots of Bengali culture and the abundance of the new year.
I find it fascinating how food can connect us to our cultural heritage and, the land we come from. The sources also mention Rabindra Sangeet, which I understand is an important part of the Pohela Boishakh celebrations. What exactly is it?
Rabindra Sangeet refers to the songs composed by Rabindranath Tagore, a renowned Bengali polymath and Nobel laureate. His music is deeply ingrained in Bengali culture. His songs, which are filled with themes of love, nature, and spirituality, are often performed during Pohela Boishakh, adding this layer of soulful beauty to the festivities.
It's amazing how music can evoke such profound emotions and connect us to our cultural heritage in such a powerful way. And finally, we have the Halkata, the tradition of opening new accounting books. Can you elaborate on that?
The Halkata is a symbolic ritual practiced by businesses. They close out the old year's accounts and open new ones, signifying a fresh financial start. It's a gesture of hope and optimism for a prosperous year ahead.
It's such a beautiful way to mark a new beginning, both financially and symbolically. As we're discussing these festivals, it strikes me that all three, though unique in their own ways, share these underlying themes of renewal, community, and the celebration of life.
It's a powerful testament to the shared human experience, isn't it? Despite our cultural differences, we all seek connection, meaning, and a sense of belonging. These festivals offer a glimpse into the rich tapestry of human traditions and remind us of those universal values that bind us together.
It's incredible, isn't it? We've explored so much: the traditions, the food, the stories behind Eid-ul-Fitr, Diwali, and Pohela Boishakh. And it's amazing how each festival, in its own way, really emphasizes the importance of family, community, those new beginnings.
It's like we've woven together all these insights, connecting these celebrations through, shared values and human experience.
We saw how generosity and giving back are so central to Eid with zakat.
And with Diwali, just the simple act of lighting a diya, it represents so much more: that triumph of knowledge over ignorance, the deeper meaning of the festival.
And in Pohela Boishakh, that Halkata tradition, opening new accounting books, it resonates with that idea of starting fresh.
It's like these festivals provide a framework, for reflection, renewal, reconnecting with what matters, and they engage all our senses. It's a truly immersive experience.
I'm especially drawn to the visuals of Diwali, all those homes glowing with diyas, the streets decorated with rangoli. It just sounds magical.
And the music of Pohela Boishakh, the Rabindra Sangeet, it adds this whole other layer of emotion to the celebration.
It really highlights how music can transcend language, cultural barriers. It brings people together, evokes this shared joy and pride.
And we can't forget the food. The shir karma during Eid, the array of sweets in Diwali, that simple but symbolic pantapat, and hilsa fresh in Pohela Boishakh. Food is so integral. It brings people together, symbolizes abundance, the sweetness of life.
It's been such an enriching experience diving deep into these festivals. It's inspiring to see how they've evolved, adapted over time, but still stay true to their core values.
It speaks to that resilience, the adaptability of culture. We can honor our heritage while embracing new ways of celebrating, expressing who we are.
So as we wrap up our journey into these South Asian festivals, is there one key takeaway you'd like our listeners to ponder?
I'd encourage them to think about how these festivals resonate with their own experience, their own values. Do they see similar traditions? What role does food, music, symbolism play in their own cultural celebrations? Maybe this deep dive has sparked a curiosity to explore other celebrations around the world.
It has for me, for sure. It makes you realize just how much there is to learn and appreciate about different cultures. Who knows what other fascinating customs and celebrations are out there?
The world is full of them, just waiting to be discovered. Keep those minds curious, keep those hearts open to the beauty of human diversity.